Hi, ladies. This is Nicole Lisa, transformational love coach. I'm in my car right now, and I was just thinking, I'm feeling so much into like wanting to help you and support you in your love vision and manifesting your biggest love vision. And I really wanted to connect with you today to help you maybe even see like all the possibilities that are available for you when you learn to say yes to your biggest love vision. You learn to say yes to your desires, and you open up to the pathway or the process in which that's going to come to you. And I realize, for those of you who are just joining, please share this video for with your what's the word for Facebook on this? It's like, is it obvious that I have not been using Facebook that much lately? Your Facebook feed, your wall. It's so important, ladies, that you are connected with your love vision and that you let yourself to really explore what's even possible. And today I'm going to get a little bit personal with you to give you a little bit of insight of what really brought me into this space of love coaching. And it goes back to my own story when I was like focused so much in work, wondering deep like in my soul, why was it that I wasn't really attracting the right guys, or the right guys weren't really seeing me, the right men. And I just kept repeating patterns, and I kind of became sort of like isolated, or not just isolated, but more like aloof, like focusing on my work, thinking to myself, if I focus on my work, things are going to change. If I don't look at my love life, something magically is going to change. But that really changed one day when somebody told me that we tend to repeat like kind of like the same patterns that we saw our parents go through, or in that resistance of attracting that. Hey there, love. Sometimes it's like inside of that resistance, like what I was saying, Shirley, like is that we can attract without our conscious awareness, like past patterns that we saw between our parents, right? And if we don't really put our awareness and intention and commitment to change that, we can attract that. But the other side of the spectrum is that sometimes in our resistance to attract that, we can still attract it simply because we are choosing to avoid, we're choosing not to look at things, and we're not even exploring what is really possible and the fact that we can have more, or that we assume that we can have more, but it comes tied with a lot of scarcity or lack-based beliefs, right? Like, it's not gonna be easy, or men in my city are showing up in this way, and I understand that this is the reality for you. But if you really put your awareness and your commitment to your love life, and you start to really explore what is possible, your life will start to really show you the ways in which you can move forward. So today I wanted to really invite you to connect, to say yes to your love vision, and to explore how, like, when you start to really connect with your love vision and you start to open up your eyes to see what is really possible, or come to the awareness that yes, your love life does require your presence so that you can heal or shift or attract better, or just consciously be in your power and consciously attracting something different. When you're like, yeah, you know what, like my love life does require my presence, in my presence, in my conscious awareness, to really shift things or create something different. And when you are open to look at things from a different angle, you're willing to explore new things, you're willing to know that, hey, I do have the power and the consciousness to shift and change my love life for the better, then the universe will open up the way. For me, in my case, I remember being like, working in corporate, not feeling like satisfied, not knowing how things were going to change. And I remember that I had a call with a love coach. And it's interesting because I don't even remember much of that coach's like like marketing around that time. I honestly, I didn't even feel like I was reading her material. Like, my friends would talk about her and everything, but for me, it was like, I had no idea what was going on. I just knew the desire of my heart. I knew the yearning. I knew the sadness. And I knew that I didn't know the way. But as soon if I could just only know the way, I would commit to it, because my desire for love was like, you know, like it, right? And I didn't want to spend time in suffering or in doubt anymore. So I remember having that call and just opening up and be like, wow, like there is a way. And because I felt so connected with what she said, I was like, I'm in. You know, I am the type of person, if you give me the pathway to something and I feel it in my heart, I will go in. I knew that my parents' relationship wasn't the best. I knew that hiding in work wasn't really going to shift things around. I mean, I was manifesting those things for like over 15 years, you know. It was just like, hey, I knew that like movies would show me like randomly one day what guy would show up, but it wasn't just that. It was that I was committed to having the best, right? Like, I wanted the absolute best. So that's what people go for coaching for, like, at least in this area as well. It's like I want the best. I was like, my love life is in my power and I want the best. And I knew that about me. I was like, I'm committed to the best and I am willing to embody the best, because I want really top quality love, you know, and interactions, because I just didn't want to repeat what my parents were going through. So it's interesting. What I want to share with you today is that I didn't, like, even though I knew what I wanted, I hadn't really fully connected and expanded to what was possible. I was letting myself just believe what I was seeing. I knew that there was a different way. I just didn't know how to connect with it, how to attract it. And I'm so grateful that the coach showed me, you know, like, hey, Nicole, like, your energy is just showing up like weird to men right now, and we need to really change things around. And when I started to see all that I could really change and how things started to show up for myself, like, I was like, wow, there's so much power here. Like, as soon as I start to change things in my love life, and I was already coaching on, you know, women's, like, not self-empowerment, but more like a woman, like, really owning her beauty and radiance and just rocking it and just like being in her power in that sense. I was just like, there's just so much here. There's just so much here that I wish the world could know in regards to love, that it's self-love and romantic love, that it's not just about, you know, texting or how you look. None of those things. It's about your soul and how you're showing up and what beliefs you made real in your life, and how to really shift it. So I'm bringing this up because I want you to really connect with your vision and to know that everything you want is really possible. And even if you haven't really allowed yourself to really connect with what you really want, I invite you to do that now, because now is the moment. When a woman is connected with her vision and then she's shown the way, you will go for it. You will really go for it. My only invitation for you is to know that if you really want the best, I invite you to open up to the right process that God, the universe, soul, like, you know, source wants for you, because it knows what is the right fit for you, like, and what will really help you unfold and open up. Why do I say this? Because I see a lot of people just focusing on strategies and texting, and all that is great. You know, like, knowing what to say is great. But in my personal experience and what I've seen, it's like the work is actually deeper and embodiment. That's not something to be scared of, because I just know it's not a scary process. It's a liberating process of truly embodying your worth, your openness, letting it all come in. And I really do recommend for you to take responsibility and ownership of, like, hey, this is my love life. I'm not gonna leave it hanging or like make a guess out of it. It's like, I invite you to be conscious here and to own that you have the capacity to really shift things around, to create the time, to create the consciousness so that you can really liberate yourself and find your truest like happiness. The biggest thing that I'm seeing nowadays is dating and just leaving your love life up to guess, right? I know many people that, you know, I've known for years where they realize it's like, hey, I've been dating somebody that they didn't really know who he was, and he's not fully on board with a relationship, and it's bringing me like, you know, heartache right now, and how could I not see this? And it's like, you know, I'm the type of person that invites my clients to really be conscious and to own their power to attract exactly what it is that they want in their life. And it starts by a woman really owning her worth and letting herself go through her specific process. Now, once you've my invitation for you is once you've connected with the vision, open up to your process, to the way that you feel in your heart like will help you. So if you connect with a coach, you connect with a motivational speaker or something of that effect, you know, see, like, look for outlets, look for the right type of person. My favorite type of person is a person that will teach you things mind, body, and spirit. Now, ladies, I want to tell you something about the experience that I had with when I decided to say yes to myself and my vision, when I decided to work with this coach. It was a bigger investment that I ever made in my life. I was used to making investments business-wise, career-wise, like for my car and all these other things. But saying yes to me, like saying yes to myself in that moment of like investing in high-level coaching for love, it was exciting and terrifying at the same time, but it was like a deep yes. Back around that time, there was this quote that really resonated to my core, and it was like, fear is just, like, excitement is just fear with the brakes on. That's a huge one. I should totally, like, put up my mirror once again, because that quote really, like, brings out the best in me. So I realized, I was like, wow, like, I could feel such a rush of excitement running through me, where I was like, I'm really going to do this. And at the same time, I was like, am I really doing the same thing? And you know what? I've learned, and I'm sharing this to you woman to woman, because it's important for us to learn how to say yes to ourselves. I never had judgment in my heart to working with a love coach. Never. I was just grateful for the person. And I was grateful that there was such a thing, right? I had listened to summits before in the past where coaches would talk about texting and everything, you know, and I would buy those summits, and then they were all good. But there was something deeper, you know, this time. It wasn't about testing. It was about me really showing up and knowing that there was a pathway and that I was going to be fully supported. And I just could feel the expansion in my heart. I could feel that this person could see me. And I just decided to do this for me. So it's interesting. I spoke with her, and this was a breakthrough. And I'm sharing this with you as a breakthrough for you to really consider this, because as women, I find that we are constantly, no, I'm not going to say as women, but like, you know, many of women, like, we go through this thing where we need validation from the outside world to know that what we're doing is the right thing. So, it's like, I remember going to my friend, and I was like, I'm about to make this, it was like either high 4 figures investment, and I'm in a position in my life right now where it doesn't even make sense. It's like I didn't, you know, like my money was tied up in different places. It didn't make any sense, but I could feel something in my heart, you know, like, oh my God, I could feel the expansion. And I remember that my friend told me, like, hey, Nicole, you're not just doing this for yourself. Thank God that I had such an amazing friend who gave me this advice, right? She wasn't judgmental, but she said, you're doing this transformational shift that could really like alter the lives of your future husband, your family. You're taking a stand not only for yourself, but for the type of life that you want to have. And when you are like a visionary like that, you do things that go against what people think or go against the grain. The trick is that you got to accept yourself as you do it and understand that you might be showing up in ways that maybe your family hasn't showed up in before, or people around you. And are you okay with being a trailblazer, a different type of person, claiming that you want the best? And I was like, yeah, there's just no other way. So it's interesting because I find that many times as women, we make ourselves wrong when we're about to take a leap or expand. And it's important to know, like, if this is something that's your heart is calling you to do, that you know in your soul that it would benefit you greatly, or that it's something that you need, or you can see that by doing it, you will experience like a shortcut, like you are taking like the reins of your life and you're saying, this is happening and I'm claiming the best, and it's something or a person that you trust, you gotta trust yourself to do that, right? One of the unconscious things that I find that is sometimes as women we can feel is like, you might feel wrong, or you might judge yourself by going, for your vision, because it's expansive. It's something that you might have never considered in your life before. So I invite you to accept yourself and accept your decision making. And even if doing something in your love life is new, but it's like what I'm sharing with you is really connecting with you, then that's okay. Making it right is okay. I have always, life, God, source has always given me more the moment when I say I am worthy and I accept my desires and I do not make them wrong. The more I make it okay for me to invest in myself and whatever the thing is, and I'm declaring that this is my new reality, God says, all right, it's your new reality, because I'm exercising faith and I'm making choices, empowered, bold choices. I don't go back and I judge myself for them, because as women, we need to really release the belief of like we're wrong for doing something. But not only that, just that we are wrong for it, because that keeps us in a loop of unworthiness, honestly. But also making your process wrong, okay? I know a lot of women who are like, oh, but why is my love life like this? But I know this is not you. But they're like, but why should I do this? That's not you. That's your ego talking. And you want to be really aware of that. Like, as I said, when I said yes to it, I had no judgment whatsoever. I was like a full body yes. I was a full body yes to the excitement, to the like, oh my God, I'm gonna like level up my self-worth. Like, I'm in. Like, making big investments in myself, even though I could feel the fear, was a turn on for me. I was like, wow, I've never done this. I was the type of person that would invest more in other people than in myself. So imagine what that would create in my life. But when I started to say yes to the process and to investing in myself and to just going for my vision, I became unstoppable. Men started to really see me, notice me, because my energy, my self-worth was through the roof. So I am a firm believer of loving yourself through it all and through your process. I had no decision making in regards to, where I grew up with or the situation that I grew up with, right? But I knew that it was my responsibility to change things around. I was just walking around life thinking like, oh, it's just randomly going to change. But when I realized, I was like, look, I'm not going to take a chance. That's my personality. I'm going to really step up. So what I am inviting you today is, and it worked, it's who I am today. And I'm going to invite you today to, like, if you're going to explore your vision and love, own it. Say yes to the expansion, because to really own that new, that vision of you that's way more expansive than the relationship, it requires a bigger you. A you that is more accepting of herself and accepting of life, and she's on board with life to really show up and do whatever she needs to do or embody. I don't know about you. I don't like taking chances. I don't like taking chances like that could really affect me. But I do take chances on me, you know, I'm all on board and being like, if I have a pathway, if somebody shows me a pathway, a coach or something, I'm like, I'm going to do it all. I'm going to be in the field. I'm going to be doing it. I don't have any time or energy for somebody that's criticizing me over the benches, right? Because it's like, they're not doing it. They're still in their bubble of judgment. So I'm inviting you to free yourself, because once you say yes to your love vision, something as big as love, life is going to give you an opportunity for you to show up, right? It's up to you to take it and to accept it with joy and with gratitude and be all in, be full on board and never go back. Because that's the way in which you manifested. So this is my message for you today. I am a firm believer in just showing up for yourself and being an acceptance of this, because I noticed that when a woman is a full yes to what she needs to do, and what every woman needs to do is different, you know, like, or there are certain things, patterns that I've observed over time that are really key for a woman to really step up and show up in that way where men are, like, the right men are magnetized, like, to her. I invite you to really explore what that is for you. I have a program called Magnetic Self-Worth. Just started, and the doors are closing next week. And it's the best program out there on fully having your whole love life shift, where you start to attract the right type of men that are full body yes to your vision, that are committed, men who know who they are, that would never play with you or mess with you, the men that are compatible with you. And if you're interested in knowing if this is the right fit for you, I would love to connect with you. I have an assessment call where we can connect, and I'm going to post a link below for you to explore if it's the right fit. Ultimately, what I want you to know is that you got to be a yes. And if you know in your heart that you've had the tendency to make giving, saying yes to yourself wrong, that is one of the things that you need to release or heal to attract the man, right? Because you need to be in agreement with giving to yourself, right? And knowing that you're worthy of the expansion and the more, to attract the man that wants that as well for you, right? One of the secret things that I feel like it's affecting women nowadays is judgment of their desires, shrinking, believing, like, worrying about what people will think, like making themselves wrong for why to go through a process. My only intention today is to really, like, create that, like, waking up process where you can say yes to yourself. And the more you say yes to yourself and you're open to the process, the unique process that is right for you, and you are open to that, you will attract your man so quickly you won't even have, like, you won't see it. It's the resistance that gets in the way that delays it. So that's my message for you today, ladies. I'm going to post a link right now. It's my man magnetism assessment, and we can talk tomorrow or on Monday, and I would be delighted to fully support you. I see that we have still some people on the line. I would love to hear what you got from this message before I leave, or if you have any sort of questions, I would be delighted to support you. And it's been an absolute pleasure to be with you here today and to share this message, because it's important. Every single time that I've made myself wrong for giving to myself or question myself, I've been in lack in my consciousness. Every time where I've just been a full body yes and just choosing to own my worth and going for more and letting myself have more, I've been in alignment and things have been super flowing for me, right? Zero resistance, because I'm owning my worth. Being willing to let people go, experiences, no more lack, right? And the process where a woman is constantly making herself, not constantly, but maybe making herself wrong, or just kind of like waiting and not fully stepping up, comes from lack or fear. So you attract what you embody, okay? And it's all about bringing yourself into that alignment. And there's many steps to this that are super crucial that I've seen by working with women all over from the world, like for years now, that I have really put together inside of Magnetic Self-Worth, which is super deep, and it's like the most like amazing work that I've created, because it is who I am. Is the embodiment of self-worth and that attraction of the right person, so that you like remove all sadness, suffering from your love life, and you just attract the one, like you attracted with ease. So it is a 3-month program, and it comes with coaching, it comes with emotional release processes, clearings, it comes with private sessions with me, and I would be delighted for you to be part of it, because it's unique, it's one of a kind, and it happens one time a year. All right, ladies, so who has any sort of questions that you would like to share with me, or if you have any comments, I would love to know, because I went way more over like the time frame that I had for this. What did you get from this? I would be delighted to know and to get that like kind of like feedback. I'm writing the link right now. All right, do we have any comments? Do we have any comments? For those who are just joining, I invite you to watch this video from the very beginning. Give me some hearts, give me some love. I don't even know if on Facebook you can still do that. I need to come back on Facebook more often. Okay, ladies, if there are no comments, I will be ending the Facebook Live, and I'm wishing you the very best. Gotta be a full body yes. Like, feel that excitement and let yourself be guided by that, because everything is possible if you're willing to align. Release old ways of being, increase certain aspects of your being, and fully sense your power. There's many things more that I teach inside of Magnetic Self-Worth if you're interested. All right, ladies, it's been an absolute pleasure. For those of you who watch this after, please leave me comments and share this with your audience, because it's important. I find that it's so important, it's so liberating to not like take control, but be in ownership of your love life, and have the consciousness, the awareness to know that you can change things, but through your dedication and awareness, and many things more. All right, ladies, take care. Sending you massive love, and I'm going to be posting the link right now. Take care.